Sometimes The Simpsons are on the receiving end of satire. Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times shows made fun of The Simpsons.
Oh, this Springfield place seems nice. We should visit here again.
I don't know, Lois. This seems like a one-shot deal.
Guys, we ain't here for fun, all right? We're here to find the police, report our stolen car, and don't drink the water. Everybody around here looks like they have hepatitis.
For this list, we're looking at instances where other shows referenced, parodied, and paid homage to The Simpsons.
We're gonna find your car. We gotta think like a car. So let's fill up at that gas station.
If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below. Number 10. Add-a-Toy, Robot Chicken. A parody within another parody, this Robot Chicken sketch sees journalist Pat O'Brien of The Insider giving his viewers the latest scoop on several shows, including The Simpsons.
Tired of their liberal shenanigans, Fox owner Rupert Murdoch fired Simpsons creator Matt Groening and promises same show, brand new attitude this season.
Morning, Apu. One order of freedom fries, please.
Oh, for the love of my heathen God. They're called French fries, you fat, stupid American.
I'm into Homeland Security! Don't move!
Feeling that the series has become too liberal, Rupert Murdoch gives it a Fox News attitude. When Apu lashes out at Homer for calling French fries freedom fries, Homeland Security busts in and arrests the resident Quickie Mart clerk. The Simpsons enjoy a red, white, and yellow barbecue while Apu is chained up.
I hope Apu has learned his lesson.
I am so sorry I ever dared question the wisdom and strength of the United States of America.
Hopefully someone out there is making a documentary about Apu's problematic incarceration. And this wouldn't be the last time these two animated universes collided. The Robot Chicken Gang has contributed to multiple Simpsons couch gags, once going full stop motion and later mixing different animation styles.
Ew, cheap PVC smell. Oh no, I'm an action figure, and I hate action.
Number 9. Guess What's Coming to Dinner? The Real Ghostbusters. With yellow skin, overbites, and 4 fingers on each hand, The Simpsons would admittedly look rather off-putting if they existed in our world. If anything, they'd seem less like humans and more like paranormal creatures.
Ow! All of ya! Sorry, Buggy Boy, but this is war!
The Real Ghostbusters even poked fun at their odd appearances in this episode. Coming back from vacation, the Ghostbusters are appalled to find that their headquarters has been taken over by a ghostly yellow family that's clearly modeled after The Simpsons, as well as the Bundys from Married with Children. Of course, the grungy family is far more grotesque with misshapen slug-like bodies. The Grungies eventually decide to relocate, although it's uncertain where they'll go next.
It's impossible to get any peace and quiet around here.
Mom, you've got something to say, remember?
Well, you did kinda save my kid. Guess I should. Thank you.
Maybe Maud Flanders has a room for rent in the afterlife? Too soon?
But I've been wondering if your decision to take Maud was, wrong. Unless this is part of your divine plan. Could you just give me some kind of sign? Anything. And after all that church chocolate I bought.
Number 8. Dial M for Mother, The Critic.
Well, that's a clip from the new remake of Pride of the Yankees. The studio changed the ending because test audiences thought this one was nicer. Well, let me tell you, life is not all happy endings, and you're mature enough to know the truth.
The Critic was an all-too-short-lived animated series created by Al Jean and Mike Reiss, who served as co-showrunners for The Simpsons Season 3 and 4. Jean returned as showrunner in Season 13, holding the position ever since. You might remember Jay Sherman from such crossovers as A Star Is Burns, which saw The Critic drop by Springfield for a film festival.
Goodbye, Mr. Sherman. If I ever play Carnegie Hall, I'll give you a call.
And if you ever want to visit my show...
Nah, we're not going to be doing that.
While The Simpsons never came to visit Jay, The Critic did allude to them multiple times. In this meta moment, Geraldo Rivera claims that Jay's references always go over his viewers' heads. Jay responds with an obscure reference, frustrating a family watching at home. The family changes the channel to Homer stepping on a rake and Bart saying a catchphrase, which is more their speed.
First of all, it's been said that you talk over the heads of your audience.
Well, Geraldo, to quote the last line of Gargantua and Pantagruel, "On y soit qui me les pense."
They curb violence, but they allow this.
Ay, caramba!
Number 7, the automated animated adventure, Garfield and Friends. This Garfield segment borrows a page from Duck Amuck, a classic Warner Brothers short in which the animator toys with Daffy Duck's reality.
Hey, whoever's in charge here. The scenery. Where's the scenery? Stand back, musketeers. They shall sample my blade.
Aside from paying homage to the Looney Tunes, this episode also makes commentary on animation's increasing reliance on computers. When Garfield is digitized, he goes through a few different simulations, parodying He-Man, Muppet Babies, and various other cartoons that were popular at the time. Just when Garfield thinks he couldn't possibly look worse, he's given spiky hair and bulging eyes a la Bart Simpson.
This is as bad as I could possibly look. I was wrong. This is worse.
As far as Garfield is concerned, this is a new low. He probably would have felt more comfortable in scratchy skin.
I brought you more lasagna, cousin.
Number 6, a big piece of garbage, Futurama. It took almost a decade and a half for The Simpsons and Futurama to have a full-blown crossover on the small screen.
Ooh! Don't drink my loved ones! Go! Oh, bite my shiny metal ass! A robot with a catchphrase!
Of course, both Matt Groening shows had already referenced each other several times before. In the case of Futurama, the funniest instance comes in Season 1, when the Planet Express crew lands on a massive ball of garbage heading for Earth. Fry couldn't be more excited upon spotting a pile of discarded Bart Simpson dolls. With Nancy Cartwright providing the voice, one of the dolls says Bart's iconic "Eat My Shorts" catchphrase, which Bender takes literally.
Look, a real Beanie Baby. Oh, a Mr. Spot collector's plate. Oh, some Bart Simpson dolls.
Eat my shorts.
Okay.
This is actually a clever send-up of all the merchandise spawned from Bartmania during the early 90s. We guess the unsold Bart products had to go somewhere.
I saved these for you, Bart. You'll always have them to remind you of the time when you were the whole world's special little guy.
Thanks, Mom. And now you can go back to just being you instead of a one-dimensional character with a silly catchphrase.
Go!
Ay, caramba!
Number 5, Weekday Afternoon Live, Tiny Toon Adventures. While this Tiny Toons episode primarily satirizes SNL, the guest host is unmistakably a Bart Simpson caricature, albeit with purple skin instead of yellow.
Thanks, man. I'm Blard Simpleton. You know, I was nervous about doing this show, but hey, I've been working in cartoons all my life, so what's the big deal?
Like Bart, Blard Simpleton is from an animated show that's fairly grounded in reality. Blard is in for a rude awakening when he arrives on the Tiny Toons set, where characters are blown up, eaten alive, and maimed on a regular basis. Unfortunately for Blard, he cannot renege on his hosting duties, and ultimately winds up falling through the stage with the rest of the cast. Blard is voiced by Tress MacNeille, who also voiced Babs Bunny. Funnily enough, another episode saw Babs impersonating Marge, Bart, and Maggie.
I know. Let's all have some cupcakes. Yummy and nutritious. Cupcakes. Cool, man.
Even more fitting, MacNeille has also voiced various supporting players on The Simpsons.
I collect pictures of cakes that I clip out of the magazines. It all started in 1941, when Good Housekeeping featured a photo of a lovely cake.
You wouldn't happen to have any real cakes around here, would you?
Oh my, no, I don't care for cake. Too sweet.
Number 4, Duckman and Cornfed in Haunted Society Plumbers. Duckman. Founded by former husband and wife Arlene Klasky and Gabor Chupo, Klasky Chupo provided the animation for the original Simpsons shorts on The Tracy Ullman Show.
Fresh chocolate chip cookies. Oh, don't touch those yet. They're very, very hot.
Aha! No one's around. The perfect crime.
The company also produced the first 3 seasons of The Simpsons before branching out with shows like Duckman. The Duckman crew made a couple of allusions to their Simpsons roots, most notably in this episode. After cracking a haunting case, Duckman and Cornfed are rewarded with donuts.
Donuts?
At least there's one thing we can be grateful for. There's no such thing as ghosts.
They're suddenly confronted by what appears to be a real ghost, which turns out to just be Homer under a bedsheet. Dan Castellaneta himself cameos as Homer and even recycles a line from an old Tracy Ullman short.
The perfect crime. What the hell are you staring at?
The episode was nominated for a Primetime Emmy, although it ironically lost to The Simpsons. Number 3, Channel Chasers, the Fairly OddParents. On a journey through the airwaves, Timmy Turner inserts himself into numerous parodies of classic cartoons.
I remember this. This is that Christmas special that I used to watch every year with my parents.
One of the shows Timmy enters is called The Feldmans, which commences with a faithful recreation of the Simpsons intro. Following a chalkboard gag, Timmy darts out of detention with Cosmo serving as a skateboard.
I don't understand. Why would Vicky run in here?
This is the longest running animated show on television!
Timmy encounters a handful of residents inspired by Springfield locals, such as Krusty the Clown, Ned Flanders, and Barney Gumble. Vicky, meanwhile, steals from El Barto's book, vandalizing the nuclear power plant. An ensuing accident turns the Barney lookalike into a radioactive man. Even with these newfound powers, he's still drawn to this universe's equivalent of Mose. Also, Alec Baldwin voices future Timmy, and we assume he's happy to be far away from Homer.
You're crushing my husband.
Billy Baldwin!
I'm Alec Baldwin. Could you get off me?
Number 2, The Simpsons Guy, Family Guy. Honestly, we could probably do a separate list of all the times Family Guy made fun of The Simpsons and vice versa.
Huh. Guess we're in a town called Springfield.
Springfield, eh? What state?
I can't imagine we're allowed to say.
For now, though, there isn't a better example than this crossover episode, in which the Griffins happen upon Springfield. At first, The Simpsons and Griffins get along great given their similarities. They prove too similar, however, as Homer accuses Peter's favorite beer of being a Duff imitator.
Oh, this is just the same as Duff, but, like, worse.
Hey, come on now. This is my favorite beer you're talking about. Hell, I work for the company. It's my livelihood.
Oh, yeah? Well, your livelihood is based on fraud. Look at this. Huh?
While the Family Guy writers take just as many shots at themselves, they also aren't afraid to bring up the fatigue Simpsons fans started experiencing during the later seasons. This culminates with a giant chicken fight, minus the chicken, between Homer and Peter. Don't expect the Simpsons to have an extended stay in Quahog anytime soon. Look, when you're on the air for over 30 years, people are gonna reference you every once in a while. It's a compliment, mostly. Strange as it may seem, I would actually qualify our number 1 as a compliment in many ways, even though these guys are usually known for mocking people. So, let's look through some honorable mentions, and then we'll see the top time a show made fun of The Simpsons. Hand to God, Arrested Development. Just because they went to Harvard doesn't make them all geeks.
The father's some guy from Harvard, but that's all I know.
That's great. It's probably some geek Simpsons writer's kid.
Fashion, Portlandia. Copyright expired.
Your Honor, this guy has been making bootleg Simpsons merchandise.
Bart Scampson. He is quite a scamp.
Scompson.
Bart Scampson.
Ska, like the music ska.
Dirty Dancing, Dinosaurs. Don't have a Stegosaurus, man.
This is why TV stinks. One show's a hit, they make 50 more like it with the same characters and the same premise.
Don't have a cow, man!
Faking Bad, American Dad. Didn't Bart already get a fake ID that took him to Knoxville?
Whatever. Okay, next ID is ready. Mike Crotch? I'm looking for Mike Crotch.
Retrace Your Stepalizer, Solar Opposites. This all better be made canon in Space Jam 2.
Or remember that day when everything was a musical?
Yeah, or what about when we teamed up with the Simpsons for a game against the Monstars from Space Jam?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Simpsons already did it, South Park. In his hopeless pursuit of world domination, Butters is annoyed that his best ideas have already been done on The Simpsons.
Okay, how about this, Dougie? I'm going to pose as a real estate agent and con everyone in town into buying a monorail, and then skip town with all their money. No?
Simpsons did it. They did it episode 204.
Matt Stone and Trey Parker know how Butters feels, as they've also come up with several great ideas, only to find that The Simpsons beat them to it. A notable example came in season 6, when they planned to have Cartman block out the sun. Reportedly, even while writing this episode, it was brought to their attention that a subplot involving sea people worshipping Cartman mirrored a Treehouse of Horror storyline.
Welcome to our world, most gracious Lisa.
Your world is incredible, and you speak English.
We have listened to you speak since the dawn of time, O Creator, and we have learned to imitate you exactly.
This coincidence brought everything together in the end, however, as Butters learns that it's okay if The Simpsons did something first. Besides, South Park would rather invite comparison to The Simpsons than Family Guy.
You don't like Family Guy either, huh?
I hate Family Guy.
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.